Hello folks, this is Doug with Imagination Mechanical and Fabrication. Just gonna do a little video here of, I had talked about last time that I was gonna be doing this place over here. Let me turn this camera around. Alright, I was gonna be building me a place to put my fittings and nuts and bolts and stuff like that bin. Well, I had some stuff that was here like that was up there on that rack up there in the ceiling. I like to never got it. It was like 16 feet long. I like to never got it out of there, but I got it out and I cut it down to 12 feet. I decided to go with 12 feet. So I've been trying to repurpose and reuse all the material that I had around here as much as possible to save on having to buy some. Now I did go up here and I bought some. I bought these for the shelving and all, and then I got the standards. I'm gonna use 2x8s. These are gonna be sloped a little bit, so they're gonna come off the. I'm gonna have them off the front, and then I'm gonna take something like this right here, this, and run it down along the front to kind of act as a stop. And another thing is as fate would have it, sometimes good things do happen to you. A guy come by here yesterday, and I know the sun is really killing everything. I mean, it's just bright. But I was able to get this compound miter saw, sliding compound miter saw. Now, it's granted, it's just a Chicago Electric, which is a cheap one, but it's got a nice stand. I mean, a nice, you know, and you can put other stuff. You can put a little table saw on there. I mean, you can put whatever, because these things, it'll unbolt from there, and you can slide them in and out to mount different kinds of equipment on there. So, I mean, that, and I got it for $80, $80. So, I mean, I really can't complain. So I didn't have another one of those 2x6s, and I don't really need it. I mean, this is going to be, you know, the way I'm going to do it is going to be substantial enough. But I did have two 10-foot 2x4s, and so what I did, rather than having like a 10-foot piece and then a 2-foot piece, I mean, I just cut it to 6 foot. And then I put I spliced it, and then I put some of these cleats on there to hold it all together. And then I'm going to take and get these treated. I got this treated 4x4 over here. I'm going to cut it in to make legs, but I know somewhere around here I got to dig through one of these boxes of stuff. I've got some levelers. And they're like 3/8 inch in diameter, and they have a foot on them about like that, a little round foot. And man, they'd really be excellent for this. And then that way, if I'm off a little bit, I can adjust it up. And then what I'm going to do is these 2x8s, I'm going to attach them to this shelf that's up here. That's going to work out as my height. I'm going to use that for this, and this is going to be a platform. I happen to have this here because, you know, it's T111. Good Lord, that sun is bright. I got this T111 here, and I can, you know, cut it and use the back side of it, put it up to make my platform deck. And so that's what it's going to be, 14 inches out, and that puts me just a little bit beyond the track of the roll-up door or the bay door. It just puts me just a little bit out past there, but not out beyond that. And and I can tell you this here, I don't really know. This is a band. If you look here, you see these nails down through here. This is a band board that goes across here, and so I don't really know. I would say there's framing over here, and in that corner there's the post. I know there's another big post like that, but how they've got it spaced, I'm thinking it's going to be spaced like these, 24 inches on center. But you know, I tried feeling around to see if I could find where any of them was at, Well, there's a skirt board down there in the wall on the bottom, so I was able to go in and attach into that, and it's pretty sturdy. It's not like it's going to have, the heaviest weight it's going to have is going to be this cabinet right here sitting on over there. And as you can see, it goes on back. And it's up above the threshold of that door a little bit, but that's okay because I don't really ever use that door. And it was already high up anyway. It's like 4 or 5 inches, maybe 6 inches up from outside. You have to step up into it anyway. And so I got to unload all this stuff. I mean, this thing is full, as you can see. I mean, I've got all kinds of tools and test instruments, and I got scales, I got vacuum gauges, stuff like that. This here is for measuring, it's a circuit setter for setting the water flow through a circuit setting valve. It's how you check the differential across the valve. And then this here is a borescope. I got another little bench grinder there. I've got one big one over there. Then your little grinder, and that's a drill bit box. That box down there is nothing but drill, different kinds of drill bits. So I got to drag all this stuff out of here to make it light enough for me to move this thing. And then the way I'm going to do these here, I'm going to determine the amount of slope that I want these to be setting at, and I'm going to mark these 2x8s over here. I'll go ahead and put the marks on them where the shelves are going to set, and I'll do it all the way down. And then I've got some little boards like this, something about like this, that I'm going to take and make a cleat to fit onto the 2x8. I've got a bunch of all this stuff. We got it out of it had been a cabinet shop, and they had all this scrap, and and there was other stuff too, but I mean, we grabbed it all, and I mean, it'll turn out that these little pieces, you can always use them for all kinds of stuff. And then I got all this over here. That's what all this is stuff that come out of there. And so I'll be able to, if I have to, I can even take some of these bigger pieces and rip them down. Maybe something like this. This would really be ideal. This size, and to make something to lay the shelf down on and to attach it to it. And so that's kind of where I'm at. And I've kind of changed I'm gonna have one, and then 4 feet over another 2x8, and then 4 feet another 2x8. But I'm gonna start on this end and go start over here and go this way. And then if I've got a gap down here where there's, I can always take and just use that corner to kind of just lay something back up in there or whatever. But I want to have it from there over 4 feet, and then another one over 4 feet. And these over here are the ones I'm going to have sloped. I'm going to have 5 of them sloped. And then at the bottom, I'll figure out, I've got one of those little bins I got that's empty. I'll use it to kind of gauge it, and I'll go ahead and pre-mark everything, and then measure down about 1 foot, and then just do that down about 5. And then the bottom where it is open down there, I can use it for storage, like putting that blue and yellow thing right there. That is a recovery machine to recover refrigerant out of refrigeration systems and air conditioning systems. Stuff like that I can put down there, and vacuum pump, bigger items like that I need to kind of just get out of the way, that I don't use that much. I can just stick them right back up in there. Then this cabinet, I'll set it back up on there, and it'll be nice and level. And hopefully I can find those levelers. If I can't, then I'll just have to cut a bevel on the feet to match the slope of this floor, because that's why I'm doing this, because this floor is not flat. I wish I had the money and could afford it. I would bust all this asphalt. This is asphalt. I'd bust all this out, and then I'd come back and report with a 6 or 8 inch reinforced slab. That way, if I ever decide to get a machine tool or anything that needs to be on a good solid foundation, then I would have it, but I don't. So, but anyway, just wanted to kind of show you what I'm at, and then once I get done, I'll show you the finished product, show you how it looks once it's completed. But that right there has really, that's going to make it go a lot quicker, because I was using a jigsaw, and I was going to have to get back into them cabinets back there to find my circular saw and do all that, as where that piece of T111, if I have to, if I can't get to all that stuff, then I will just use a jigsaw to cut it. I mean, I can pop a chalk line on it and cut it. And I know it's not going to be, you know, precision and all that, but because I'm just kind of starting up here, I don't have the space to really set up to do precision stuff yet. You know, with jigs and vices and different kinds of stuff that would allow me to get precision stuff. Now that will allow me to make better cuts using that saw there, but the sliding compound miter saw. And I don't do a lot of this kind of stuff, so you know, that little saw probably lasts me as long as I, you know, need it. And the guy that I got it off of, he said that it has a lifetime warranty on it from over at Harbor Freight. So if it conks out, then I can just take it back over there and get another one. And it has brushes in it, so you can always, you know, if it starts getting weak, you can always put a new set of brushes in it. That's not a big deal. But I just kind of wanted to give y'all a little bit of an update. I am making progress here. One thing I did do, and of course this is a lot of work, and it's like 90 some degrees out there right now and 80% humidity. I mean, it's miserable. But I did get all my little parts bins. I got them, you know, and I've got, this is stuff that's got to be gone through and organized. I mean, things like this here, you know, it's perfect for, I mean, the little tubes that are threaded on both ends. Some of them that are all threaded, like this is all threaded. I mean, these are great for like running electricity and stuff, or just for like putting stuff together. You know, and you could even run small tubing through it, like, you know, air tubing and stuff. And I did get over here today, but I think I'm gonna also have to get a new regulator. This thing's it's getting up to set point. It's shutting off, but it's bleeding off a bunch of air pressure, and then it bleeds down and it comes back on. There was a water separator here. I took that thing out because I'm not really doing any painting or anything like that, so that it's real critical that I have real dry air. If it gets to where it's that critical, I'll get me a Kaeser dryer or something like that and run it through it. Or even build me a dryer, get me some desiccant and put it in some cylinders, and you know, I can do that kind of stuff. But as you can see, I mean, it's holding fairly good, but I don't know where, you know, if it's designed to do that, but I know I tried adjusting it, and it's got a real narrow range, like from 175 to 200 psi or something like that. And it just really wouldn't do much in the way of adjusting. So I will get me another one and put on here to where I can get it to actually turn off and hold, not just keep cycling on and off. I mean, if I'm not using it, I don't want it running, so I keep having to throw the switch. And as you can see how they ran this, I don't like that. That's real janky. So eventually I'll get some conduit. I'll come out of that panel that it's coming out of. I'll do it right. I'll run a conduit over here, and I'll do a saddle across that beam, and then I'll come over and set a new, and then see they got it plugged in. I mean, why would you? I mean, they're coming from there to a plug, and then out of a disconnect and down to there. I mean, why would you do that? I mean, that's kind of janky. So, I mean, and that's like direct burial cable. I mean, that's tough. It's tough cable, but oh yeah, and look at the vines that are growing down. I mean, I don't know where they're coming from, but they work their way under the old part over here and into here. So I got to get them out. But you can see I got all these crutches, ironing boards. I mean, all this stuff here. It's all got to get out of here. Beds, but I've been, like I say, I'm doing a little bit at a time, and I'm making some more room back in a back room back there. I can make a little bit more and maybe get all this stuff up here off and back in there. The rest of it is going to be right there because I don't really have anywhere else to put it. But there's a progress report. I mean, the other day this was all filled up with this kind of stuff. I've got my toolbox. I rolled it over here and I started putting tools back in it, and I've decided I'm going to have all just sockets and wrenches in here because I got a lot of them. I mean, I just started. I put them in there, and then I've got all these ratchets and all that kind of stuff in here, and I've got a ton more. I've got 3/4 drive and all that in there. I got all my wrenches in here, and maybe at some point I can get me a bigger rolling, one of them bigger 52-inch rolling cabinets, and actually have somewhere to put all my tools, because I used to have a big stack on box, and this is another story. But that, I want to just have your kind of like specialty tools in there. I've got a lot of like old automotive specialty tools, my clamps. As you can see, I mean, I've got all kinds of clamps. Some wrenches, these wrenches, I need somewhere to put them. I got all these adjustable wrenches. I got a pile of them. Screwdrivers, pipe wrenches, metal shears, crimping tools, and some, specialty stuff, like stuff like this here. I mean, I don't really know exactly what these were for. I looked them up and I forgot what it said it was for, but it's for like pushing something down into a seam or whatever. But I got a lot of specialty like tools like that, and then hammers, and up here, I just had to put it somewhere, and so until I can get it kind of organized. This is all chisels and flat bars and cat paws, crowbars. This is a thread clean. This is to clean out threads. This is the first one I ever seen. It come in some stuff I had. I've got tubing benders. I've got 2 or 3 of them. See, I've got the little small one like that right there, the Imperial, and then that right there is Rigid or something, or Lennox. And so, Lennox saw, hand saw. And I did have down here air tools, brad nailers, glue gun. There's the jigsaw, the Porter Cable jigsaw. This here is a test instrument that's going to go over there. Got a handyman pouch, welding rods. Got a knockout set there, green lead, that little green box. That's for knocking out metal holes in metal cabinets and stuff, and control panels and stuff like that. So this toolbox is full of all kinds of tools and stuff. And I don't really want it up here. I think I'm gonna take it back home and put it in my basement and put my tools down there that I have for around the house. But yeah, see, don't have a lot in it. I just dump them out, and then I can use this as sort of my guide of how I'm gonna build these shelves. But anyway, that's kind of the general idea. And then over here, this is just going to be flat shelves, just for, storing little boxes, or like these little plastic, little rectangular kind of bins like these. You can, they'd be good for like storing bigger stuff, heavier stuff in, and keeping it organized. But there you have it, and I'll keep doing them. When I get it finished, I'll do a little video to show you what the finished project looks like. And if you would, leave a comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let me know what you think. I know it looks like an overwhelming, dauntingly tough project, but I'm like a bulldog. I won't let go till I get it done. Have a good day, folks.